And welcome everybody to Massey's Tiny Motors. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk today about the 1,000 mile review of the Kingsong 16X. I love this wheel. I've taken it commuting, on group rides, on dirt trails. I've put it in the car, I've gone on road trips with it. I absolutely love this wheel. Let's just get right into it. I really like the construction of this wheel. There are only a few things that could have been different. The shell is very nice. It's very pretty. It looks like if, Darth Vader had something to get around the Death Star on. It really, really does have like a great symmetrical design to it, and I really like it. Some of the things I don't really like are the fender. The fender works, but also the fender has come off. It has dismantled itself. It has ripped apart, seemingly from just normal wear and tear, twice now, and I still have to find a glue that will glue the fender together. Anyway, um, in fact, I think you can even see it if I bring. Oh God, I need to get a new camera. If I bring it around to the back, you can probably even see that I do not have a fender right now. And of course, living in Portland, that is concerning. Other than that, I like the construction, but I think the major, I don't know if you could say flaw, because there's really only really one unicycle that's coming out, that's the InMotion V11, that has any sort of water resistance rating. But this wheel could really do with better water resistance. I noticed some of the cracks around the shell components and around the pedals really don't make for an inspiring or confident water resistance. And so because of that, I've actually tried to avoid taking this in rainy situations, and that's, of course, very, very difficult to do in the Pacific Northwest. I like the quality. It's taken some beatings, it's taken some falls, especially people trying to ride it. But, there could be really some very simple gaskets that dramatically improve the water resistance rating of this wheel. And, well, I guess some of the newer 16X batches actually have an improved water resistance rating, so that's good. So construction, great. Let's talk about some of the features. Uh, some of the things that I really love about this wheel are the lights. The light at the front here actually has two focused beams. It has a low beam and a high beam. And not only are they speed sensitive, so when you come to a stop, they lower their brightness and they don't blind the other riders, but they also have a light sensor, so they come on automatically, and that's just awesome. Like, it's little things like that that make these wheels that much more convenient, and that's great. Also, the LED strips look great. I like how they flash to the music, and the speakers. You got a, what is it, a 4.1 sound system, so there's four tweeters and one woofer in there. Speakers sound a little bit muffled, not gonna lie. So the lights, the speakers, the trolley handle with the integrated sensor is really nice. It's got to be the most comfortable trolley handle experience out there, and it really it goes up and down very quickly. So let's talk about the way that this thing rides. This unicycle rides like no other unicycle. Most unicycles, when you turn, if you're like leaning left or right to turn left or right, The unicycle generally follows your lean. This unicycle, however, has a magical resistive force where if I push to the right, it wants to stand up. So you end up having to lean harder to get this thing to turn, and I love it. I love that you fight this wheel. It I don't I don't know quite how to explain it, but because this wheel is so darty and wobbly and wants to stand up, it's just so much fun at lower speeds and on trails, and it just really makes for a fun ride. I mean, what else can I say? So the ride is unique and amazing, and I really think this might be the best off-roading wheel, but I'm not sure. I'll find out when my MSP arrives, and I'll take it on the Trail of Doom. Um, it's a it's a trail that is around here. So the ride's great. Let's talk about performance. Um, the 16X really is like a master of none. It is not the fastest wheel. It's not the most stable. It doesn't have the biggest tire. You know, it's really smack dab in the middle. One thing it does have going for it is a lot of torque and a lot of polish. Let me explain. I'm running the firmware 2.02 from Kingsong, and this wheel has so much polish, just really linear torque curve. It feels like from 0 all the way up to 28 miles an hour. It just has loads and loads of torque. The pedals are just flat. They do not dip. It seems to have just an incredibly secure and stable feeling because those pedals stay so flat. And I love that. I do not like pedal dip. I don't understand the purpose. I am so happy to take this out daily, daily commute, go around with friends, just, you know, hopping around on trails. It's the master of none. It really is. The build, the features, the ride, the performance. I don't think there are any ginormous glaring flaws about this wheel. Yeah, I mean, and you could say that the fact that the fender fell apart is annoying. Um, the fact that it's not nearly as water resistant or dust resistant as these things should be is annoying. And the fact that it beeps all the time. Kingsong, you gotta fix this. This is a problem. It beeps when you turn it on, it beeps when you turn it off, it beeps when you pick it up, it beeps when you set it down, it beeps when you lay it down on its side, it beeps when you pick it up from its side, it beeps when you leave it alone for too long. Oh my gosh. I, Kingsong, the beeps, they are traumatizing my cat, okay? The best thing about the 16X is the range. This thing just keeps going. And yeah, it's not the fastest wheel. And yeah, Kingsong has some software that keeps you from, going fast below 50% and all that stuff. But it just keeps chugging along. This wheel will easily do 40 hard miles, just giving it the beans. And it'll do much more than that, 50 or 60 miles if you're just casually riding around like I am right now. It is the jack of all trades. Yeah. And, this wheel wants to carve It's super fun to carve. And again, it just feels like it's so incredibly maneuverable at low speed, right? Not a lot of wheels. Feel like you can just balance them and kind of backward and forward on them and just, you know, kind of hang out at a stoplight. This can do that. It's no M10-3. It's not gonna be effortless, but it has no problem with low speed maneuvering. After 1,000 miles, I couldn't ask for anything more besides minor tweaks and improvements. And that's impressive, right? For a field of technology that's only been around for around 5 years. Well, cool. I hope you guys enjoy this content. Let me know how I can make it better if you want to see, I don't know, different camera angles or what do you want? What do you want from me? And I'll try to do that. But I hope you're doing well. Keep riding, keep pushing this sport, this community further, and I hope to see you in the next one.